what's up? My name is Khrissy. I am a mom first, event producer, content producer. I am from South Central Los Angeles, but the Crenshaw district to be exact. Oh my God, like, you know, when you ask God for that thing, right? And it happens, be prepared for it. So that's exactly where I'm at in my life. I am seeing all of the fruits of my labor. So far it's just been a great year, and we're just starting off 2023. I am currently working on Ginaverse cyphers. Shout out to Gina Views. I am her producer on the cyphers, and we are just killing it out here. We are producing and creating a platform for up and coming artists. And we are powered by Sway's Universe. So shout out to Sway for having us. I work for Sway. What's up, Sway? And my whole team, we are a team of Black women. Let's start there. I think that's amazing to be able to have a female director, a female producer, and a female host. So I'm very, very excited about the Ginaverse platform and where we're going with the Ginaverse platform. On top of that, you know, I have my 7th annual music and media coming up this year. 7 years of creating my own platform, of giving anyone that wants to break into the industry a platform. The industry, to be exact, music industry, entertainment industry, media industry. It's where you come to get like the first-hand jewels on what it takes to break into this industry. I always felt like when I was coming up and when I was aspiring to be AJ and Free and Ananda Lewis, and when I looked up to these VJs, I felt like my question was, how do you break into this industry? Like, how do you become free? Who is free? How do you break into being free and having her position in her job? So I wanted to create that platform for people that were just yearning to break into the industry. Getting started goes back as far as, I'm going to give you a blueprint about maybe 15 years ago. If anybody knows, I used to live in Seattle. So I lived in Seattle for 7 years, and I was actually a personal assistant to an artist out in Seattle. So that actually got my feet wet into the music industry of just doing small tasks like personal assistant, booking gigs, booking shows. And that's kind of what got my interest in okay, there's something there. I love the music industry, but I always knew I wanted to break into the music industry, but just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Being a personal assistant to this artist in Seattle kind of led me to coming back home to LA. What brought me back in 2012 is when I had my daughter. I think I would have stayed out there longer if I didn't have her, but I moved back home. My first industry job I would say I wanted to apply for was for homegrown radio. They never responded. They never got back to me. So I always have this conversation with Chuck and Head. We always talk about this because I emailed them and always DM'd them and never heard back. I just wanted to be an intern. I just wanted to do something because to me, they were the first thing that I could recognize that looked similar to me. They were Black faces, Black men that were talking about music. So that was something to me that I felt like I could relate to, and I just wanted to get on, period. So never heard back from them. I actually created my own platform in 2017, music and media. At the time, I had 2 events. It was men in music and women in music. And again, this was just me creating a platform for anybody that wanted to break into this industry, because I always felt when I was trying to break into it, there was nothing there for me. There was no doors. There was no one telling me how to do it. So I wanted to be that person and create the platform for people that wanted to break into this industry. So that was my start in 2017, and I was producing these events completely 100% by myself. I would take my 9-to-5 money and I would invest. I would spend my last check, run up all my credit cards, go dead broke in investing in my brand. And here we are 7 years later, one of the biggest, most sought out events in Los Angeles, in my city, that has grown based off my own blood, sweat, and tears. Now I would say I have a small team, but I still do a lot of it by myself. So I am looking to build a team, of course, of anybody that has any type of event production and producing, just anybody that's into that field. So yeah, I started in 2017, 7 years later, and in between I've just been getting booked for, people call me to help them produce, curate, moderate the panels. I just have the expertise. I've been doing it by myself, and I feel like I've learned the ins and the outs and the do's and the don'ts on what to do and how to produce an event, from the administrative side to running crazy day of, from booking talent to invoicing and itineraries for talent, flying people in. So I feel like I have the point A to point Z on what it takes to produce and curate an event. Girl, I realized I had a gift very early on. It's just something that I felt like was naturally just given to me. But you know what? I felt like I noticed I had a gift when I started to have an impact on people. It was the impact. It was the feedback, and it was the impact of people just constantly telling me, you know what, you changed my life, or you helped me, or you are the reason why I started this, and thank you. So that's when I noticed I had a gift. I knew I was on to something when I was just constantly getting that feedback from people, and I was seeing what I was doing and what I was creating, helping someone else start. And what do they say? I noticed a lot of people kind of duplicating what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm on to something. So if I can be the motivation, first of all, there's only one Khrissy B. There's no one that can do it like me. So if you feel the need to feel like you can go ahead and do it also, more power to you. But I'm very confident in what I do and the power that I possess. So I feel like there's room for everyone. So there's room for everyone. There's room for all of us to get paid and make money out here. But there's only one me. So I just noticed that, I was on to something when I started noticing other people trying to do it also. My greatest inspiration in life is, first off, my mother. I'll have to say my mom, because her and I are so close. My mom has been, I would say, the biggest support system I've had. She's an Aquarius woman, so if you know anything about Aquarius women, they are very just straightforward. They give it to you how it is, and I felt like she has helped me groom and become so just fearless in the pursuit of doing what I'm doing. So I want to give a big shout out to my mom. In addition to, I really look up to Issa Rae. I'm a combination of, let me give you who I'm a combination of. I am a combination of Issa Rae, Michelle Obama, Ava DuVernay, and Keke Palmer. I get Keke Palmer every day. People think I look like her, but I'm not saying that because I resemble her, but I just feel like she's a fierce and she's a powerhouse out here, and I absolutely love what she's doing. If you watched her from a young age, I feel like she's just grown her brand, and she puts on for Black women. And so, but Issa Rae, to me, coming from Inglewood, coming from LA, I just feel like she looks out for her own. I want to do exactly that. I want to be able to give my own Black people, Black faces, and not just Black people, because I'm for everybody and I love everyone, but I want the next Black woman to know that I can do it. I have support, and we gonna work together. We're gonna do this together. We don't have to be against each other, but we're gonna do this together. We are a force when we're together. We are a powerhouse when we're together. So I think that's why I love Ava DuVernay and Issa Rae so much, and also Keke Palmer, because they represent just that. That's a great question. My personal experience are things that I had to go through on my own. I had to fall, I had to get back up, I had to cry, I had to get angry. I have good days, I have bad days. It influenced my creativity because, sometimes, you're feeling froggy, sometimes you're feeling froggy, sometimes you aren't. So I think that I will say I just go for it. I strictly just go for it. I don't know what the outcome is. I don't know who's gonna like it, who may not like it, but I'm gonna go for it and I'm gonna try it. So when it comes to my creativity, I always do. People know I always do what comes to my mind. I always do it, and I just take a shot, and sometimes it works. So I would just say it's basically just me going for it. It's just me going for it. My greatest accomplishment, I would have to say becoming a mother. Becoming a mother has been such an amazing journey. Because I really didn't think I can do it. I was afraid. And I was afraid of becoming a mother because at first I didn't think I could bear a child. And I had my daughter at a really good age. I had her at 27, but at the fact, the thought of carrying a child for 9 months, not knowing how you're gonna do it, not knowing how you're gonna feel, and I had her natural. So kudos to me for that, for having a natural birth, because I did not think I can do it, but I did it. Absolutely, yes. So I would say that has been, and being successful at motherhood, that has been such a breakthrough for me. Being successful at it, having a great relationship with my daughter, knowing that she can look in the mirror and say that I love myself. And I love myself because my mother instills the love in me. She tells me she loves me every day. She makes me feel loved every day. So that, I would say, have to be my biggest accomplishment. Career-wise, I would have to definitely say working with Gina and Ginaverse and Sway's Universe. I have been watching Sway since a child. You know, like, Sway is the GOAT of media, is the GOAT of entertainment, is the GOAT of just music culture, period. And to be working for him and Ginaverse is such a huge accomplishment and something that I'm just so excited to be a part of. I'm going back. I want to be remembered going back to the word impact. I want to leave an impact. I want to leave an impact so hard that you can't forget me. I want to leave that blueprint, a rememberable blueprint. It's a reason why we are still listening to Tupac and Biggie, right? It's a reason why 25 years later, almost 30 years later, that we can still bump California Love, that we can still bump Biggie Smalls, because they left an impact. I want to be able to live on forever through my work and through my accomplishments. I want to know when I'm gone, what I created is still here and it still has an impact on someone else. So what I do to get in my creative zone, you know, I'm a bull when it comes to, when it's time to go and when I'm working on a project, I am a bull. I'm just not one to really just kind of text or call because I'm in the zone. You know, I'm in the zone just because I'm a perfectionist and I try to accomplish my task. I know nobody's perfect and nothing's perfect and things happen, but I try to get as close to perfect as possible. Getting in the zone is easy for me. A Starbucks cinnamon dolce latte with whipped cream and some Nipsey. That's exactly how I always start off my day. I get in the zone, I get in the mood, and I'm also like to journal. I'm old school with it. So I have a journal, I have a pencil, and I write everything down. I do not put anything in my phone, I have to see it. So if I write down everything in my journal with my pencil so I can erase it if something changes, but that's so that way I can see it, it's tangible to me, and I know what I need to accomplish when it's time to go. You know, when it comes to beauty, skin, must-have, or secrets, I really don't have a formula. It's water. I drink a lot of water. I'm very, very hydrated, you know, because I'm not really a put-on makeup everyday kind of girl. I feel like, though, if I have my lashes done and a nice little brow, I feel put together already. So, but you know what? I feel like water has really changed the essence of my skin. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it is the formula. It is the remedy by drinking your water. I like a little bit of a light moisturizer, you know, because of course, you know, especially as black colored skin, sometimes we do get very dry in certain areas. But, you know, I drink my water and I do have a really good face mask. Let me not leave this out. It's a turmeric and aloe vera face mask that I love from Lot 11. That works wonders. It just adds moisture to our skin, or moisture to our skin. I mean, like, you know, black faces and black people, but any culture, any ethnicity, it's just a life-changing face mask, honestly. But water is the secret, honey. Water is the secret. How I stay grounded, you know, in my industry and how I feel beautiful is that I say authentically to myself. It took a lot of time and years just to look in the mirror and say, like, you are it. You are beautiful, and love yourself the way you are. Because of course now we're in a social media era when everybody is just on. Everybody is perfect, the perfect bodies, right? So my whole entire life I've always been really, really thin. You know, I've always been very, very thin. I was a very small kid. I was a very small girl. I was the one that always was taller than all the boys. So coming out of that, it took a long time to come out of that and to know that you are uniquely you and you are beautiful. I just spent a lot of time with myself to understand myself and to love myself and to look at myself bare. When I say bare, I mean looking at myself for what it is. No lashes, no makeup, my skin, my body type. Fupa out, okay? Fupa out. I want to look at myself how I look and what I look like and embrace that. It took a long time to love that woman. And when I spent time with myself and getting to know myself, I started to fall in love with myself. The makeup is the bonus. That's the extra. Because I can step out with both. I'm 100% confident in who I am as a woman with nothing on and a woman that puts it on. So, you know, really honestly, I feel very confident in the space that I'm in. And I think that once I start showing that and when I do expose that side, it helps other women understand, like, you know what, she's doing it now. Maybe let me go out and let me take that picture with no filter, because we don't need it. This is how God made me. I get hit on the most when I'm outside looking crazy. When I'm running outside just to go run an errand and I have my hair is all over the place and girl, I have a mismatched slippers or whatever. Like I need to just run out and go somewhere. I always get looked at the most. And I'm like, because men want to see you for you. They really do. And they appreciate that and love. That's the woman they have to wake up next to. You know, so if they can look at you like that, they like, oh, I know if she fine like this, oh, when she puts it on, she gonna really step out and look fine. So yeah.